Welcome back to Shorthand, the beautifully simple visual storytelling platform. Today, we're going to explore the updated grid section, which we've completely redesigned to give you more control and creative flexibility. Whether you're showcasing catalogs, headshots, content hubs, or mood boards, the new grids make it faster and easier to build beautiful, structured, and polished layouts. For this tutorial, to walk you through the updated section, I'll be showing you how to make different variations of this team page. But by the end, you'll be able to create just about any type of grid you want. Alright, let's dive into it. Starting from your dashboard, click into the story you'd like to add a grid to, or create a new one. Now, once you're in the story editor, open your section picker, navigate to the new grid section and select it. Then you'll see a default grid with placeholder cards appear in your story. Let's walk through how to customize each element. Starting with the title, add in your text, adjust the size, alignment, whatever you want, and use the 12-column layout by dragging the sides. I'm going to add in an image here for my imaginary team from Blue Orange. I'm going to adjust the alignment and size to what I want. Okay, nice. Let's move on to the cards. By default, you'll see 3 cards already in place. The first one has a background image, while the other 2 have inline images. You can add more cards by clicking the plus button to the right of each card, or you can hover over each individual card and click the 3-dot menu to duplicate a card or delete individual cards. And you can also edit individual card background media, but we'll come back to that. Hold and drag the top 3-dot menu to reposition your cards across the grid. And if you go to the left of each card, there will be a bunch of 3-dot menus corresponding to each component in your card, and you can similarly hold and drag the components up and down, and that will adjust the whole row to keep your content aligned. This is really great for catalogs or cards where you want alignment, even if you have a lot of text in each card. When you click on one of the 3-dot menus on the left, you can also add or delete rows from here. Okay, now let's jump into these section options. This is where we've added a ton of new flexibility, so I'm super excited to go through it. At the top, we've got our classic light and dark mode, and you can also lock in a custom background and text color. Then as we move down, you can change the section to full or wide, and you can swap the layout so that the cards are stacked on top of one another, or more commonly, have them in side-by-side view. You can now also adjust the number of cards per row, and you can have up to 8. I'm going to change mine to 5 for now. And then I'm going to adjust the space between the card columns and rows. You can pick between small, medium, large, or click the cog to tailor the spacing manually. And then similarly, you can also adjust the space inside the card. We're going to jump down here, and just like with inline imagery, we can change our card corners with these presets, or by adding in the exact degree of your corners to create unique shapes. Then we can add a border color, adjust the thickness, or completely turn it off. And then we can add background colors to the cards. Let's change it from off to blue for now. And you can adjust the opacity here too. Awesome, now I'm going to quickly make some changes to build my team page, adding in a custom text and background color, making the spacing just a bit tighter, and giving the cards a sharper corner. Now, if you want to add background imagery to our cards, we'll have to jump out of the section options and go back to the 3-dot menu at the top of the individual cards. Click Edit Background Media and upload your content. This is so you can set a background image for each separate card, whereas adding background colors from the section options is going to apply to all of your cards. For my team page, I want each card to have a different brand color, so I'm going to jump in and really quickly do that. Okay, it's looking good. Now let's edit what's inside the card. First, I'm going to get rid of what I don't need from the default layout by clicking on the left 3-dot menus. You can add headings and text and any other components that you normally can in a text section. Hover over a component and select the 3-dot menus in between components to add media, buttons, dividers, spaces, even tables. Let's start with adding in a row of inline images. I'm going to upload a teammate's headshot. And then just like other inline images and video, you can adjust the size, alignment, and add shaping, corners, and animation. Then I'm going to add in my text and format it how I normally would. So these will be the names of my team, and underneath I'll put their roles. Let's make that a bit bigger. And now I'm going to add in some buttons by hovering over these 3 dots inside the card and then configuring the colors, text, alignment, and links. Okay, now I'm going to do this for the rest of the cards quickly. Awesome. Now let's have some fun and try to build a few variations with what we've learned. If I don't want the cards to be colored, I'll remove the background images and change the card color to white from the section options. Now I need to change the colors of the text and buttons so that there's a stronger contrast with the white card background. Looking good. Now let's get rid of the buttons for an even cleaner look by simply clicking on the left and removing that entire row. Let's say my team has doubled. I'm going to add 5 more cards by clicking the plus button on the right, and I'm going to go ahead and add in their photos, names, and roles. Now I'm going to jump into the section options to adjust the spacing between the card columns and rows to be a little tighter. Yeah, nice. If I want an even more sleek look, let's try removing the card background colors, and then let's adjust the inline images to be shaped like a circle. Make sure to click apply to all section media. Wow, that looks great. And if I want their faces to be more prominent, let's change the imagery shape again and add back in a card background color. Why don't we do some card borders? Ooh, I don't know if I like that blue. Let's make it white. We'll give it some rounded corners, and let's go ahead and make those headshots even bigger. And voila! Okay, you get the picture, the sky's really the limit. Don't forget to hit preview to see how your grid is going to look when it's published. There's so much you can do. Now it's time for you to give it a try. One last thing to note, if you have existing grid sections in your story, you'll see a notification in the editor prompting you to update it. Click it to convert your old grid into the new format, preserving your layout while unlocking all these new controls, or you can keep it as is. You'll still be able to edit the old grids, but you won't be able to add new ones in the old format. Okay, I think that's everything. This new grid section is more flexible than ever. Whether your style is clean and minimalist or bold and visual, I can't wait to see what you create. Subscribe to Shorthand for more on the craft of visual storytelling.